However, a huge obstacle to the success of transplantations is the immunological rejection that can happen to the transplanted graft. There are 3 types of immunological rejection that can occur, which are hypoacute, acute, or chronic rejection. Hypoacute rejection occurs within a few minutes to hours after the transplantation. It causes thrombotic obstruction and ischemic necrosis to the graft cells, and occurs because of pre-existing IgM and IgG antibodies that circulate in the recipient's body and bind to endothelial antigens on the endothelium. This binding activates the complement system, which damages the endothelium and causes blood clots. A method used to ensure this doesn't happen is by testing and matching the donor recipient's blood types and ensuring that they are the same, as well as checking for any potential antibodies in the recipient that could attack the antigens from the donor. Acute rejection is the main cause of early failure of the graft, and it occurs after a few days or weeks from the transplantation. It is caused because of the antibodies and T cells that are made specifically against alloantigens found within the graft. 2 types of T cells are responsible for this. CD8 cells that directly attack and kill graft cells by causing vascular damage of the graft cells, and CD4 cells which secrete IL-4, IL-5, and IL-10 cytokines, which then trigger inflammation that destroy the grafts. Antibodies also activate the complement system and cause vascular damage. How are they able to do this? Well, both T cells and antibodies target MHC antigens on the donor through allorecognition. There are 2 types of allorecognition: direct allorecognition, where antigens from the donor dendritic cells are presented to the T cells on the recipient, and these T cells become activated and destroy the graft; and indirect allorecognition, which occurs indirectly as the MHC antigens from the donor get ingested and processed by DCs on the recipient, which then present these antigens and activate the T cells, which again attack the graft cells. Although there are immunosuppressant therapies that can help this from occurring, they weaken the immune system, which isn't good. The last type of rejection is chronic rejection, which, as you can tell by the name, is damage that occurs over a long period of time, from a few months to a few years, and lead to transplant failure by causing graft atherosclerosis and fibrosis. T cells cause this form of rejection as they again secrete cytokines that activate and cause proliferation of the fibroblasts and vascular smooth muscle cells. Alloantibodies also play a huge role in causing chronic rejection, and chronic rejection does not have a treatment method, which makes it an even harder problem. This really shows us just how important more organ donors are. The more we have, the higher chances of matches.